To be the new Pelé would be very difficult because my mother and my father, they closed the machine.
बिहेवियर में जो चेंजेस आ रही थी टुनीशा के, कभी उसकी माँ को अम्मा, उसकी बहन को बोलना और मुस्लिम अपना धर्म अपनाने की उसको करता था। मेरे को टुनीशा ने बताया।
क्या बताया था?
कि मम्मा शेजान ना नशा वशा करता है सेट पे। उसने उसका मोबाइल चेक किया शेजान का, जिसमें उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड का कुछ चैट था, पता नहीं आई डोंट नो क्या था। तो इसने पूछा, शेजान से पूछा कि ये क्या है। शेजान ने टुनीशा के थप्पड़ मारा।
Hello and welcome to News Epicenter with me, Ayushman Singh Jamwal. The nation is still reeling from the shock of the death of 20-year-old Tunisha Sharma, a young actor who had her entire life before her. She was found hanging on the sets of her show Ali Baba on December 24th, where she shared the screen with her ex-boyfriend Shezan Khan. Now Shezan is in police custody on charges of abetment to suicide, and his custody has been extended by one more day. Now the entire week we have been discussing such cases, ladies and gentlemen, where a lack of information on the circumstances surrounding such high-profile deaths leads to a storm of conjecture and politics which feed into the case and the overall narrative. Now, as we speak, the police is not pursuing a murder investigation. Even the medical report suggests Tunisha had a wound around her neck, but no other injuries on her body. But Tunisha's family, deeply distraught over her death, is throwing one twister after another, making the charge that Shezan was a monster. First, her uncle made the charge that Shezan pushed her into wearing a hijab. But now Tunisha's mother has made some stunning allegations beyond the charge that he was unfaithful. She says that Shezan assaulted her, pushed her towards Islam, took expensive gifts from her, that he took money from Tunisha. Tunisha's mother also says that Shezan consumed drugs, even alleging that his family was involved in her death. Remember, this also comes just days after we saw Shezan's mother and sister attending Tunisha's funeral. Now, Tunisha's mother also says that her daughter could not have committed suicide, adding that she will not rest till Shezan is punished. Now, this case, just like Sushant Singh Rajput's death, is low on facts and high on charges, and once again raises multiple questions. Was Tunisha in an abusive relationship with Shezan? Was she being exploited in that relationship? What bearing do these charges have on the abetment to suicide case? Is that legal door, when it comes to investigating the entire death, is that legal door open for a murder investigation now? Now, are these charges being propelled by the anger of a grieving mother? That is another question that we need to be answered. And or are we still a society that cannot digest that a young and successful individual can take such an extreme step? These are the big questions that we'll try to explore in the discussion on this death case that has shocked the entire nation. A 20-year-old artist who has taken such an extreme step, and the stunning charges coming in from her family. Now, before we get to our guests, this is what Tunisha's mother told the media today.
शेजान को जब तक सज़ा नहीं मिलती, मैं चैन से बैठने वाली नहीं हूँ। मेरे को उसने बताया, मम्मा मेरे को शेजान से है और शेजान भी मेरे से करता है। फिर एक दिन अचानक उसने उसका मोबाइल चेक किया शेजान का, जिसमें उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड का कुछ चैट था, पता नहीं आई डोंट नो क्या था। तो इसने पूछा, शेजान से पूछा कि ये क्या है। शेजान ने टुनीशा के थप्पड़ मारा, सेट पे रूम में थप्पड़ मारा। तो वो कहता, तू कर ले जो कुछ करना है, मेरा तेरे साथ कोई रिश्ता नहीं है। उससे महंगे गिफ्ट्स मंगवाता था वो। मैंने शेजान से बात की, मैं क्या शेजान ये क्या है कि तूने टुनीशा के साथ ऐसा क्यों किया? कहता, आंटी सॉरी, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, जो करना करो। उसकी फैमिली की इन्वॉल्वमेंट बहुत रही है, उसकी माँ, उसकी बहन और शीजान खुद, उसके बिहेवियर में जो चेंजेस आ रही थी टुनीशा के, कभी उसकी माँ को अम्मा, उसकी बहन को बोलना और मुस्लिम अपना धर्म अपनाने की उसको करता था है, और शादी का वादा किया, तो ये सब चीज़ें नहीं करनी चाहिए थी उसको। उसकी माँ उसको घर पे बुला लेती थी, तो घर पे आ, उसका जन्मदिन आया, उसने डेकोरेट कराया घर, केक लेके जा रही है, 25-25 हज़ार की गिफ्ट दे रही है टुनीशा उनको, ये सब चल रहा था। ये बात उसने मेरे को ज़रूर बोली कि मम्मी अम्मा मेरे को डिस्टर्ब कर रही है बहुत ज़्यादा, अम्मा मेरे को पिछली बातें बहुत करती है वो लड़की के बारे में। मेरे को टुनीशा ने बताया था।
क्या बताया था? कि
मम्मा शेजान ना नशा वशा करता है सेट पे। इतनी सेंसिटिव थी, भोली थी, छोटी उम्र थी, उसकी उम्र उसकी बड़ी थी, ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए। पहली बात तो ये है कि जब उसका पहली लड़की के साथ रिलेशनशिप था, उसने टुनीशा के साथ रिलेशंस क्यों डेवलप किए? उन्होंने टुनीशा को यूज़ बहुत यूज़ किया है। मैंने अभी ड्राइवर को गूगल पे किया है 50,000 रुपया, जो टुनीशा ने गिफ्ट्स वगैरह मंगवाती रही और उसको देती रही। मेरे मन में आता है क्योंकि टुनीशा, मैं बताऊं, सुसाइड करने वाली नहीं थी। मेरे मन में आता है कुछ ना कुछ वो क्योंकि उसने शीजान के रूम में किया है, कुछ ना कुछ कोई ना कोई बात हुई है और शीजान ने ही उसको उतारा है। शायद उसके सांस चल रहे हो और शीजान ने कहा तो मर जा जो मर, पता नहीं, आई डोंट नो क्या हुआ है। लेकिन मेरी एक ही हाथ जोड़ के बेनती है कि शीजान को सजा होनी चाहिए, उसको छोड़ना नहीं है बस। लेकिन वो 15-20, वही तो मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि वो 15-20 मिनट में ऐसी क्या बात हो गई?
टुनीशा सुसाइड नहीं कर सकती,
टुनीशा सुसाइड नहीं करने वाली थी।
So as you can see, Tunisha's mother is not saying it out loud, but she's pretty much saying that the murder angle cannot be ruled out. Also saying that she will not rest till Shazam is punished. So the twists and turns continue when it comes to the charges leveled against Shazam from Tunisha's family. Let's get to our guest and try to explore how this case will go forward. I'm joined by Ashwani Dubey, Supreme Court advocate, Dr. Bikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Dr. Nisha Khanna, clinical psychologist and counsellor, as well as Amber Zaidi, social activist. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on CNN News 18. When it comes to this very sensitive discussion that we're having over the death of this young artist, a 20-year-old artist who had her entire life in front of her. Dr. Bikram Singh, I want to come to you first. You've heard the charges that have been leveled by Tunisha's mother. As we speak, there is no murder investigation that has been initiated into this entire case. But what bearing do these charges have when it comes to policing such a tragic case?
Obviously, all these charges, I would divide them into two parts. The first, expensive gifts. Number two, physical assault. And number three, emotional blackmail. All the three can go to compound for abetment to commit suicide because she was financially blackmailed, she was physically abused, and also she was blackmailed into accepting Islam by way of allegation of her mother and uncle. Now, this part contains 306 of the Indian Penal Code. Now, the charges of murder have come today after many days, and any investigator, the first question would be, please explain the delay, that why did you not level these charges of possible murder on day one itself? Because it hasn't snowballed. Is it because that is it an afterthought? Is it spontaneous, or something extra has come to your notice that you are coming out with this statement? And if something extra has come to your knowledge, please take pains to explain it to the investigator. What is the source of because this is something very serious, whether it is abetment to commit suicide or murder. Everything will have to be, as Mr. Ashwani Dubey will explain, has to be something like a necklace in a circumstantial evidence where every bead will have to be connected, a single bead missing, and the case falls flat.
Right. And Ashwani Dubey, yeah, exactly as Dr. Bikram Singh is pointing out, how does this case go forward from here? We know that, proving the tenets of abetment to suicide are a serious challenge. Now, when we come to understand more and more charges which are coming in from Tunisha's family, is the legal door for a murder investigation still open?
Look, as respected Vikram Singh ji has already elaborated the legal provision and vis-a-vis the evidences, prima facie evidences which are available as of now with the prosecuting agency. Look, there are two angles of a case where somebody makes an allegation, allegations are bald, allegations are clear, allegations revealed prima facie that there was an instigation or incitement to commit the suicide. As rightly pointed out by the respected Vikram Singh ji, that making an expensive gift, and despite having a relationship with Tunisha Sharma involving with other girl, that was the one of the reason for causing the mental depression, which was also one of the reason for instigation for committing suicide. The mens rea which is available here is as per section 107 of Indian Penal Code, which defines the abetment as the act performed by a person abetting or inciting another person, which is the case here if we look into the allegations made by the uncle and the mother. Second, a person engaging with one or more people in any conspiracy for abetting or instigating a person, meaning thereby the girlfriend, the prospective girlfriend, or the girlfriend from with whom he was talking, the accused was talking, maybe one of the reason. Both of them might have instigated, or something might have come in the knowledge or in the domain of the Tunisha Sharma, which was one of the reason. That has to be looked into by the investigating agency, the prosecutor, the investigator. Third, a person intentionally aiding by any act or illegal omission for abetting or instigating a person. And fourth, a person by willful misrepresentation concealing a material fact that he is obligated to disclose or attempts to cause or procure voluntarily comes within the act of the instigation. Now, if we look into prima facie, keeping in with the criminal jurisprudence, at the time of investigation, was the prosecuting agency has to see that the chats, 250 pages of chats, recovered between the Tunisha Sharma and the accused, which reveals that time and again both of them were talking, and she was saying that, look, you do not indulge with any other girl because we are having a love relation and affair with each other. Second, the prospective angle, which I have to see, and we all have to see when the final report is filed, the love jihad angle, or which we call the change of religion, the second allegation, as per the Pawan Sharma, who has said that the Sheezan Khan was not committed even after being in a relationship with the Tunisha. He used to talk and keep in touch, and the mother says that he always putting a pressure on Tunisha to convert to another religion. So that has to be the second aspect. Third, whether the circumstantial evidence vis-a-vis the chat is a conclusive proof or not, we have already, the respected Vikram Singh ji, if the circumstantial evidences chain is corroborated, further evidence is found out, then it is a clear-cut case of abetment of suicide. But ultimately, it is to be taken by, it is to be looked into by, it is to be reviewed by the court, whether the parameters, whether the ingredients, whether the law, which is abetment of suicide, or the ingredients of section 306 is made out or not. But as of now, the prosecuting agency has to look into two important this evidences. One, the mother's statement. Second, the WhatsApp chat. Third, uncle's statement, and also the mode and manner in which the Tunisha Sharma committed suicide. Over to you, Ayushman.
Right. But Mr. Dubey, I want to understand this point. Currently, we just are in the realm of charges. There are only charges at the end of the day that this is what my daughter went through. When it comes to abetment to suicide, where we've seen many cases in the past as well, where suddenly, the person is normally behaving and the person is, going about their daily life, suddenly they turn out dead. And then all the conjecture tries to fill up all the gaps in the information. Can a bad breakup, I want to ask this question, can someone saying that the breakup had an impact on me be grounds to level charges of abetment to suicide?
Well, Ayushman, one thing is clear. If any act, the law says the act or incitement or the momentum at the time when somebody commits the suicide, if that has taken to turn, and whether the mens rea is involved there, mens rea vis-a-vis, if the sudden breakup between two individuals, and which is one of the reason for committing suicide, then of course the section 107 of Indian Penal Code, which says the abater is involved, abater is liable to be prosecuted within the parameters of law, that is involved here. But it's a breakup, it's a normal breakup, that we have to see the mens rea. What is the probable cause for committing an offense? What is the probable cause for committing a suicide? What is the reason for committing suicide? That too, of a very young age. That's a tender age girl, the 20 years old girl, which was not having any disease, which was not involved, which was not any illness. That in a premature death, that of course raise a question. And here the mens rea of under section 107 of Indian Penal Code, and rightly Vikram Singh sir will point out and will correct me if I am wrong, that is available here. And that now the second Ayushman, by saying this, it does not mean that Sheezan Khan is guilty, but ultimately it is to be fulfill the parameters of the court. What court has to see into? There are two stages. One, the charge stage at the time of framing of charge, and the third stage is at the time of deciding the case on merits. Those evidences are here, and the law says that if any mens rea of committing of offense and the probable evidences are available that has been proved by the prosecutor agency, then it's a case of abetment.
Right, but then at the end of the day, the grounds by which you prove guilt at the end of the day, they are also, you know, there are blurry lines between them when it tries to prove what are the circumstances which led to her death. And that, I feel, kind of muddies the water, where you have a lot of conjecture coming in, where the solid lines of the law tend to become blurred in cases like this. Dr. Nisha Khanna, I want to come to you on this point. Mr. Ashwini Dubey brought up the point that there was no indication that she had any trauma, any mental trauma, you know, in her history. But someone taking such an extreme step, given that they were in a relationship and suddenly they're out of the relationship, the mother said that she was having panic attacks after the relationship ended, and suddenly she took this extreme step. When it comes to analyzing the modalities of this case, we have seen all the charges being made by her family, stunning charges saying that Sheezan was a monster. Is the mental health angle, like in many cases in the past, being overlooked once again?
I think so. The mental health aspect is more I would like to highlight. I think so. Through your channel, I would like to say to the public, when I think so, with my 20 plus years of career, I have seen lots of cases, especially because I am a marital and family therapist. And I have seen when breakup happens, one person is not mentally, emotionally, psychologically prepared for the breakup. And how much the person is qualified, how much the person is successful, it doesn't matter whether it is a male or a female. So if you put up the mental health aspects, I would say sometimes it's not suicidal. Sometimes people do para-suicidal. They try to harm themselves and not know that the end result would be something like this. Now, again, I would say that mental health history is there or not. Again, the facts will talk about whether there is a history of the abusive relationship. Then my question as an expert or as a relationship expert, as a mental health expert, is that if the person was facing abuse, was facing emotional blackmailing, somebody was using, she was a girl who is practical, working, why can't you see that the person is using you? And if you are able to see, why not you have the guts to walk out from the relationship? I know as a mental health professional I am saying this, but I have seen lots of people doesn't have the courage and they feel hopeless when the breakup happens. They don't think of, and that's her mother accept this thing that she had a panic attack when 15 days before they had a breakup. The panic attack is I am unable to move it out. Anxiety about future. How I can think about my life without this person. So I would say the age is delicate, but doesn't matter to the age. Mental health issues, we need to take care of that, and we do not have to think about if there is a breakup, you can't think of. And this is like normal. 13 onwards, kids come and think about that. Once my boyfriend or girlfriend leave, we can't think of our future ahead. And some people spoil their lives.
Absolutely.
And I would say through your channel that take this step or take a lesson from this particular case also, that life is much, much more than that. There is life beyond a relationship, and relationship is just a one aspect of life. Whether we see Tanisha's case, whether we sees the Aftab Shraddha's case, in all these cases, we highlight the mental health state of females, where they think that a male is there, and if male is leaving you, hurting you, cheating you, you not have the guts to walk out from the relationship. You don't have the guts to take a stand against that man and think, why you are leaving me, I am leaving you. You are slapping me, I am slapping you back for the
Absolutely. Dr. Nisha Khanna, I understand the point you're trying to make, but you also pointed out that there is a sense of loneliness in any social setting which kind of drives you into those settings. Amber Zaidi, I want to bring that point up. This notion of loneliness where you are completely dependent on another person, and if the relationship breaks, you feel very helpless. We saw in Shraddha Walkar's case, even in Sushant Singh Rajput's case to some extent, now even in this case, what we see in the circumstances leading up to the death, is it fair to say that the role of the parents is almost zero when it comes to, giving a sense of shelter to their children when they're in such relationships? Shraddha Walkar didn't have that when it came to her parents. Sushant Singh Rajput, only after his death, his father came out and said that my son was being drugged by Riya Chakrabarti. Now in this case, you have Tunisha's mother saying that Shazam abused my daughter for such a long time. His family is also involved. Is it a fair question to ask, where have the parents been when their children are in such relationships?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because now, as we are discussing on the cases which has come into the fore, and the frequency of the cases is so high that every other day such cases are coming, and especially in media and film industry, people are taking such steps. But when it comes to the parents part now, Vanita Sharma, Tunisha's mother, she has told media that Shazam was in a relationship with Tunisha, and they were in the love affair, and he also physically abused Tunisha, and also he was kind of pressurizing her to follow Islam, and her family used to take her to Dargah, and she started wearing hijab, and also there are footages and videos where Tunisha, you could see Tunisha wearing hijab on Ganesh Puja, Ganesh Chaturthi. So there are so many.
But to be fair, she was wearing a costume from her show. To be fair.
Yeah, no, but how this case is being discussed in media, and now what her mother told her. I'm just coming to the point. What my point is that now she's telling all these things to the media. Earlier, as a mother, she could have, kept a close watch on her activities, and if the guy was not right for her, she could have counseled her child, and she could have had a better relationship with her child. You should after something happened and you comes out and you are just telling the entire story to the nation and to the media. As a parent, you have a responsibility towards your child. You should have a closer relationship, so that your child can come to you and can discuss whatever they are going through. So you need to have a cordial relationship. That now we see that we have a fast lifestyle. Everybody is busy, and especially in film industry, you have such schedules. You just shoot odd hours and you come late, so you don't have so people around you who could listen to you and understand your inner thoughts. So there are, it is common in film industry. People tends to get into depression, and nobody, can understand what is going within the person. So I think it is time that we should normalize the mental depression and mental health.
Absolutely.
After Sushant's case, I think it has already been started people have started already discussing this particular case, but I think we need more awareness, and we need to more normalize it so that people can at least feel comfortable and can comfortably discuss their inner feelings.
Right, and Dr. Vikram Singh, I want to come to you on that point. Now, policing. Now, you've been a decorated lawman. Policing also has a social angle attached to it. Now, when it comes to cases like this, when you have these kind of situations where people feel lonely, and then they are driven to take these extreme steps because of some gaps in the family structure itself. Clearly, it seems that the parents did not have much role in their children's lives, which has led them to become attached to certain people who, when the relationship breaks, they get driven to take such extreme steps. Now, when it comes to love jihad that has now emerged, now it seems that the family, after seeing that relationship for so many months, now is saying that Shazam was driving Tunisha towards love jihad. Do you sense this allegation coming after the fact? And at the same time, what responsibility would you, as a lawman, put on the parents when it comes to such relationships and the things that they have to do to protect their children?
Obviously, the glamour, glitz, and the money in the show industry and elsewhere in the metropolitan cities, as many of the stars say, and I would not like to believe what they have said, what I earn in 1 month is what you have not earned in 36 years. I mean, these are the words I'm told of certain stars, and the glamour and the glitz has a mesmerizing effect on the personality of the youngsters. But the problem arises when they are alone, when they need a shock absorber, when they need a conscience keeper, when they need a friend, philosopher, and guide, and that is not there. I would expect the parents to be proactive. We were taught the family that prays together stays together. The family that eats together stays together. What to talk of praying and eating? It is not possible for the parents even to talk to their children once in 3 days. The average telephonic interaction or a Zoom call or a WhatsApp call is once in 5 days. And then it is after much persuasion, it is easier to contact God than to contact you, my child. Well, there are certain social things. Now, in respect of what the lawmaker can do and say that, yes, it is a social problem. What the parents need to do is to be more proactive. Even if the child gets irritated, see the child has time to sleep, time to eat. There certainly should be time for 2 minutes to interact and unwind before the parents. No legal action, I don't think, can be taken against Tunisha's mother or uncle because they were at a different location. They can't be faulted. But yes, by hindsight, we can say that had they spent more time in Mumbai with the child, had been more proactive and interacting, the story would have been very different. I would say that yes, there needs to be a course correction. No, which parent would like the child to take this horrible step, and which child would like to harm herself? But
Absolutely.
What has happened has happened. There are lessons to be drawn, and that lessons are for everybody, for each family who's seeing your program. Please take pains to say that yes, you are the most important person in my life, and you matter. Parent to the child and child to the parent.
Right, and
the
when it comes
can do nothing about it.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Dr. Vikram Singh. Ashwini Dubey, now when it comes to, you also highlighted this love jihad angle that has been pushed first by the uncle, and now in the press conference today, it is being pushed by the mother. How do we navigate this when it comes to the abetment to suicide case? Because it seems, is it fair for me to say that this is nothing more than a smear campaign just because Sheezan happens to be a Muslim? Because at the end of the day, you are just making this charge after the fact. No red flags raised while your daughter was alive. You're happily seeing her in that relationship with Sheezan. Now all of a sudden, now because she has taken that extreme step, she has passed away. Now suddenly she was being pushed towards Islam. She was being forced to wear a hijab. She was calling Sheezan's mother Ammi. I mean, do you sense from a legal point of view that these charges are coming after the fact? How seriously should that be taken?
Ayushman, when an FIR is registered and when any specific allegation with regard to any omission of offense or any act which involves the commit of crime, the investigator look into and investigate from that angle. Whether this is a case of love jihad or not, Ayushman, that we can only ascertain when the charge sheet is filed and police, after probable evidences, files a charge sheet in the court with the conclusive evidences whether the Tunisha Sharma was forced or being asked to convert or not. But now, Ayushman, as a student of law, what I understand, this abatement involves a mental process of instigating a person or intentionally aiding a person in doing of a thing. This is abatement of this crime, abatement of suicide. The second, without a positive act on the part of the accused to instigate or aid in committing suicide, conviction cannot be sustained. But at the time when the investigation is taking place, the accused, if he continued to irritate or annoy the deceased through words, deeds, willful omission or conduct, including willful silence, you have to note it, until the deceased reacted, pushed or forced to commit suicide. Second ingredient, that the accused intended to provoke, urge, encourage the deceased to commit suicide while acting in the manner which I just narrated above. And without a doubt, the presence of a mens rea is a crucial condition for instigation. So here, whether this is a case of abatement of suicide or not, that as a student of law, I cannot say at this point of time. But keeping in view the criminal jurisprudence, keeping in view the three essential ingredients, the accused, suspect state, accused state, and convict state, and when the matter is being investigated, until the charge sheet is filed, what the prima facie evidence says that she was forced to commit suicide. Maybe because of the love jihad, may not be because of the love jihad. Maybe because he was having a relationship with other girls, Maybe because 250 pages of the WhatsApp chat reveals that he was involved with other girls. That can come later. But as of now, I, respected Vikram Singh ji, Amber Zaidi, and Nisha ji, all, and you also, Ayushman, would all agree that a 20 years old girl who was not having any illness, who was admittedly was having a relationship with a Sheezan Khan, has committed suicide, then that must be looked into in investigated whether it is a simply case of breaking the heart, or whether it is a simply case of love jihad, or whether the Sheezan Khan provoked or not, that will come to tomorrow. But as of now, what I understand as a student of law, that Sheezan is prima facie involved in this case. Over to you.
Right.
Ayush.
Amber Zaidi, I want to give you the final word. Do you think this love jihad angle that is being pushed by her family has some credence given the cases we've seen emerge in the past?
Absolutely. See, we all know that this particular topic of love jihad is being discussed every other day in media, and cases are being reported into media. And not just now, if we go back to 2012, thousands and thousands of cases of love jihad are being reported. But the problem is that the liberal class and some people says this is nothing, just a term coined by some Hindu outfits and some political parties. So I would like to say that it is a real thing, and as a Muslim, I should start by accepting that it is something which exists in the society. And when it comes to the Muslim community, that though we have in constitutionally or legislature we have a special marriage act and provision if you want to if you want to marry outside your religion, but then also you have a precondition. If you want to marry outside religion, you have to convert your partner to Islam, then only you can marry. So if somebody is not so indoctrinated and is liberal, for social acceptance, they tend to pressurize the partner to convert to the particular religion so that they can get a social acceptance. So this is these are the kind of provisions and which creates the problem in young minds. I think we need to discuss and create more awareness on such topics. People should understand other religion also, and if you are marrying outside religion, you should understand what are you getting and what is your future and what are your rights and what are you giving up on. So I think we need a mass awareness on particular topic, because a lot of in a country like India, we are a largest democracy of the world, and we are there are people of different faiths and different religion. So I think we need a mass awareness on this subject so that people understand that this is a reality for the better future of our girls.
Right. And Dr. Nisha Khanna, let me get you on this point. Now, as Amber Zaidi is pointing out that love jihad is a serious concern, my only takeaway from this entire case is that he happens to be a Muslim, and the charges that are coming in from her family seem to be the rage of a very aggrieved family because of the loss of life. How do you read this case, and especially with the new charges which are coming in from her family? And when it comes to policing abetment to suicide, we see love jihad, murder conspiracies all float in. In your opinion, is it high time that we have, from the policing point of view, a serious discussion about mental health?
One thing is that love jihad things exist in the society. We have to accept that. There is no doubt about that, because when any Hindu person get married to a Muslim, as if you don't go with the court marriage procedure or the civil marriage procedure, then you have to change the religion, and that is in both the religions. So I would say, can we make it a point that when you love the person, then religion doesn't matter, and there is no need to change the religion. I think so. You need to talk about a mental health also here, that when two individuals take their own stance and not focus too much on each other's life and focus on their own lives and a common goal for love, then any relationship, any marriage can go for lifetime. And I think so, through your channel, if you want to take care of your mental health, and especially the relationship and emotions are matters to you, then stop focusing on other person's life. Start focusing on your life. Take relationship as one aspect. If love jihad thing is, if your partner is telling you to change your religion, I think so there is a red flag where you see that
Absolutely.
For him, religion is prior. Maybe you and your originality, your own personality is not a priority, or love is not that. because love is more than the religion. Because if a person loves you, they can go for a civil marriage and not pressurize you to stop doing your religious culture.
Absolutely. Those should be
that
the
you have
lessons
not-
when it
not
comes
following.
to exploring these kind of social settings. I want to thank our guests for joining us for this discussion. Ashwini Dubey, Dr. Vikram Singh, Nisha Khanna and Amber Zaidi. Thank you for joining us on CNN News 18 for this discussion. We're going to take a quick break. Up next, the war of words between the TMC and the BJP in West Bengal as Jai Shri Ram has irked Mamata Banerjee once again.
This will be a big loss to the cricketing world, to Rishabh Pant personally, and of course to all his fans as well. Mr. Bedi.
See, one good thing is that he survived. The one second good
Yes.
thing is stable. And Dr. Saab has explained what is going to happen or what is not, because I have no knowledge about it. I am not a medical student, so I have no clue. But as far as my journalist career tells me that he will not be the same again. Whatever you may say this, once you get such a serious injury, I know this player, hockey player Jugraj Singh, even though who is a minister now, Sandeep Singh, cricketers, so many cricketers or athletes who suffer such injuries, they try to come back, but in back of their mind, this injury is linger on. And the opponents also know that this man is not the same, because he will be very careful in future. And everybody has to be careful, but he will not be that daredevil, and even the team will not take a risk. So this he will survive. God bless him with a long life. He deserves to be there. He will play cricket, but whatever Vimal said, he will not be in the same Rishabh Pant now again in future, because this is a natural. And you can ask the doctors other also. Once you suffer such a grievous injuries, and you have gone through this trauma, it is very difficult to come back and be a normal self in the sense on the field. Normal he will be.
Yeah.
He will be good. He will be thanking his stars that he survived such a crash.
Dr.
But
Bajaj,
as my 30 or 40 years of sports journalism, I've seen so many players trying to come back after injury. Some made some good recovery, but they will never be same again.
They will
You
never be
name any,
same
even
again.
a tennis player
That's
like
a,
Andy Murray,
you know, a
they're the
lot of
best
us, sir,
to never
of us, sir, had this fear in our head, but perhaps we were not saying it. You've said it. I want to take that to Dr. Bajaj as well. Dr. Bajaj, do you agree with what Mr. Bedi is saying, that he will recover, he'll be fine, God willing, he'll come back very soon? But it becomes very difficult for cricketers and sports person to be exactly the same.
Let me tell you, it's still a half-baked cake. So we still doesn't know what exactly are his knee injuries, frankly speaking. We don't know how many ligaments are injured, which ligament is injured, whether he needs any surgery for that or not. That will be decided in due course of time. And let me tell you, most of the soccer players get ligamentous injuries in their career, and they definitely go back to the field. They get these ligamentous surgeries done 3 to 4 times in their career, and still they are probably able to achieve near normal of their capacity in future.
All right, point
with
taken.
good rehabilitation.
Point taken.
And
point taken that we still don't know the exact nature of injuries. And in all fairness, Mr. Bedi also said that he's not a medical expert, and he can only speak from the experience that he has had as a journalist, observing a lot of sports people and cricketers. Mr. Kulshresht, I'm coming to you and talking about a very different aspect to this entire case. We were doing the same story at around 6 p.m. today, and there were a lot of people and callers talking about whether this is a case of overspeeding. The fact that we have one of the highest rates of accidents on highways in our country is another very, very worrying factor. Rishabh Pant said that he fell asleep while driving. So many people are also saying that, perhaps he should have been more careful. When you see these first images coming in, we'll have to wait for the black box to come out. Only then we'll know what exactly really happened. But prima facie, the images and the anecdotal evidence that you've seen, what does it indicate to you?
Anusha, I think we forgot all these things like son of Mr. Azharuddin, Rajesh Pilot, Sahab Singh Verma, Gopinath Munde, Jaspal Bhatti. We, I think, forget everything, and we start keeping on discussing for the further upcoming events. I'll say events because, frankly, I'm saying in our country we all love number of celebrities are there who got suffered or who passed away. But what
Welcome back, and shifting focus to debate 2, and there is another political face-off between the BJP and the TMC over 3 words: Jai Shri Ram, used by millions of Hindus to revere Lord Ram. In the rerun of the Victoria Memorial incident in 2021, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee was greeted with Jai Shri Ram slogans during the inauguration of the Vande Bharat Express at Howrah Station. Irked again by the slogans, Mamata Banerjee marked her protest by refusing to step onto the dais. Now, while the railway minister tried to pacify the chief minister, she refused to go on stage. She sat on a chair beside the dais along with other government officials. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually inaugurated the express train as he could not attend the event due to his mother's demise. In fact, the chief minister also said that she was very happy that her dream project is being flagged off, highlighting the launch of other projects she started when she was the railway minister. But the politicking continued, with the TMC accusing the BJP of politicizing a government event. The BJP has accused the chief minister of having a fragile ego. Even Shuvendu Adhikari threw in his allegation that the chief minister used the slogans as an excuse not to share the stage with him, given the Nandigram loss. But the big question we raise today is, why does this slogan irk the chief minister so much? Why does she lose her cool and give political openings to the BJP time and again? Why is she treating Jai Shri Ram like political kryptonite?
কয়েকজন লোক দিয়েছিল, উনি যদি রিয়্যাক্ট না করতেন তাহলে কিচ্ছু হতো না। জয় শ্রীরাম শুনে উনি রিয়্যাক্ট করাতে গোটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম জুড়ে জয় শ্রীরাম ধ্বনি শুরু হয়ে গেল।
Chief Minister has shown all possible courtesy and gesture,
but she did not go to the stage.
That whatever she had thought better for that point of time, she has done.
आप लोग जरा सा शांत हो जाएं।
प्रोग्राम का कोई डिग्निटी होना चाहिए। And let's get to our guests. I'm joined by Saurav Sigdar, BJP spokesperson, as well as Professor Monojit Mondal, TMC spokesperson on the broadcast. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on CNN News 18. Monojit Mondal, what's the problem with Jai Shri Ram?
There's no problem at all. But that was not greeting. That was howling at the chief minister. That was jeering, hollering at the chief minister, deliberate booing at the chief minister. You don't do this, Jai Shri Ram, to greet a person. Okay? If it's a fine slogan, it's a way of salutation, there is a way of doing it as well. We do not, I repeat, we do not have any problem with the slogan, Jai Shri Ram. In fact, you are actually remembering Sita Maya first, but we have problems, the way it was done, the occasion, complete misappropriation, politicization of the slogan, which was a very fine slogan or way of salutation. I repeat, look at the pictures, look at the way these people were howling again and again. And despite the fact that both the ministers from the central government were appealing to the people with folded hand, this is not the way. And I can say the same, right? Jai Shri Ram, no problem at all. But there's a way. It's a way of smiling at people. This greeting. This is not greeting. This is deliberate booing at the chief minister. This is deliberate insult to the chief minister. Or even if any person, if he had not been the chief minister or any other dignitary, this is not the way of greeting a person with any slogan, whether it is Jai Bangla, Jai Ma Durga, or even Jai Shri Ram. I repeat, the chief minister was not angry. She was hurt. She was humiliated. And despite that, she maintained her cool and she did what she did, as you mentioned rightly, by extending her condolences, her solidarity with the Prime Minister, and also mentioning, or in fact, acknowledging gratitude, with gratitude that these 2 rail projects were completed on time. One of the projects obviously was a pet project of the Chief Minister herself. So there was no question of getting angry. She was definitely hurt and humiliated.
Right. But Mr. Mondal, I mean, I've seen other opposition leaders also at rallies, Jai Shri Ram is raised. What they do is they pause. They pause, they let the chanting fade out, and then they continue what they were saying. By showing this type of protest, not going on the dais, not sitting next to Shubhendu Adhikari and the other dignitaries, aren't you making it political? Aren't you giving more political ammunition to the BJP? Because the BJP will run with this. You are anti-Hindu, you are opposed to Jai Shri Ram. They will run with this entire thing. Aren't you handing that ammunition to them?
I repeat, Mamta is not going to the stage, I do not think has anything to do with the slogan. There could be other reasons. And I repeat again, this is a government of India event, okay? And look at the people who are invited. Look at the way the person who is speaking on TV right now, Rahul China. What is he? What is he? MP, MLA, minister, what is he? Please tell me.
Still, he's a card-carrying BJP member. He can have...
Yes. So if he's a BJP member, then all the TMC members should be invited.
I mean...
And if two of the BJP MPs are invited, all the TMC MPs should be invited. Look at who are the invitees. And despite that, I repeat, despite that, Mamta maintained her grace as the gracious chief minister she is. And these people are continuously hurling. I mean, look, every other person, the general manager of the Eastern Railway, the minister concerned of Railway Minister, Subhash Sarkar in Bangla, another MOAs of Government of India, he was appealing to the people saying that this is a government of India, please stop, you cannot do this. And if they are wrong, then we are also wrong.
Right.
Okay?
Right. I want to get Saurav Sikdar's...
The government of India, they were appealing to the crowd.
Right,
they were appealing to the MLAs. But the BJP Bengal unit led by Shubhendu Adhikari, the kind of bunch of rogues that they are, they were justifying this insult on the chief minister. They should have apologized then and there, like the way the central leadership are doing. The BJP Bengal is justifying this humiliation on the chief minister.
Right. So, Saurav Sikdar, I want to get your reaction on that charge coming in. I mean, we could see the central ministers trying to pacify the people who were chanting Jai Shri Ram.
Yes.
Do you think these were clearly card-carrying BJP workers? They went a little out of control when it comes to maintaining a sense of decorum at this event. They were shouting Jai Shri Ram, but was it heckling the chief minister or was it expressing devotion to Lord Ram?
Now tell me one thing, who chant who or what, that cannot be decided by chief minister or any political party. This was a government program, what Manojitda just said. But if anyone chanted BJP Jindabad, if anyone chanted about any BJP leader's name, so chanting about Jai Sri Ram, this is a ritual, people greets in India by saying Ram Ram. Whole India said Ram Ram to each other. So if people spontaneously said from their heart, Jai Sri Ram, is it a crime? If Manojitda was telling about Jai Sri Ram, CM could say to Jai Sri Ram to them instead of reacting like this. This is an event that is, we all should thankful to our Prime Minister. Instead of his loss, he is continuing with his Raj Dharma. And West Bengal, today West Bengal got two gifts. One is Vande Bharat Express, one is Joka Metro. So this is a very good day. This is a New Year gift for West Bengal people, especially for the North Bengal peoples. In that program, if anyone or some people chanted Jai Sri Ram, chanting Jai Sri Ram is a sign of good. Whenever we start something, we say in most part of India, just Ram Ram Karo. So chanting Jai Sri Ram cannot be.
But Mr. Sikdar, the charge that's coming from the TMC camp is that you only use that slogan in the presence of Mamta Banerjee as a way to heckle her. There weren't any Jai Shri Ram chants when Ashwini Vaishnav was on stage, when other dignitaries were on stage. Why, when Mamta Banerjee walks in, you are chanting Jai Shri Ram, like what happened in 2021? That is the allegation, that you've turned it into a heckle against the chief minister.
No. Chanting Jai Sri Ram cannot be a heckle. Chanting Jai Sri Ram is a good way to welcome people. Taking Ram's name is not a crime in this country. So even Muslim can say Bismillah, no problem on this. We say Jai Shri Ram. So where is the exact problem? Chanting of Jai Shri Ram or chanting of Jai Shri Ram in front of Mamata Banerjee? See, Mamata Didi is not only Trinamool Supremo. She is the Chief Minister of West Bengal. She is Monojit Das Chief Minister and my Chief Minister also. So I can break my Chief Minister in my religious way. Is it a crime?
Right. So Monojit Mandal, yeah, that reaction coming in, that the BJP is primarily making this charge that if Mamata Banerjee reacted to Jai Shri Ram by herself saying Jai Shri Ram, there would be a vote bank that she would alienate, which is why she tries to stay away from it. What would you say to the pitch coming in from the BJP that she shouldn't have a problem with it? We're not heckling her. She should reply to Jai Shri Ram by saying Jai Shri Ram.
So it means, if you say that it's a problem with a certain kind of vote bank, that means they are saying that this is a political slogan. Okay? What they are saying is that this is a political slogan meant for a particular community. If it's a way of salutation, whether it's coming from a Jain or a Christian or a Muslim, it's a salutation, then it's a salutation. It's a greeting. It's a way of welcoming a person. But there is a way of doing it. There is a gesture of doing it. Jai Shri Ram ऐसे करो ना. पीछे से भालू के तरह आप जय श्री राम कहते हो. कौन सी देश में ऐसा होता है? से भालू की तरह, like a bunch of rogues, like a bunch of angry animals howling at a chief minister. Is this the way of greeting, saying Jai Shri Ram? I want to understand. And point number 2, please show me 2 more instances of Government of India programs. 2. I'm asking 2 more instances of Government of India programs. So Jai Shri Ram is chanted. It could have been Vande Mataram. It could have been Bharat Mata Ki Jai. No problem at all. But Jai Shri Ram is, and this is the way. I repeat, All India Trinamool Congress does not have any problem with the slogan per se, but we do have problem of misappropriating, misusing, abusing the slogan by making it a war cry, by making it a political slogan. We certainly have problem. And again, the question remains, in which of the programs of Government of India you chant this kind of slogan? Right, please show me instances. Whenever Mamata Didi is there, whenever Trinamool Congress is there in a Government of India program, you deliberately use or misuse this slogan to humiliate a person. I have got my own problem. I can have my own problem. That's the fascinating part of Indian democracy. I will say Jai Bangla. I will say Jai Ma Durga. I may not say Jai Shri Ram. I may say Jai Shri Ram. That's the problem of the person. That's his personal choice. But in a Government of India event, and that too, पीछे से आप आके कहते हो भालू के तरह, ये कौन सी देश है भाई? पीछे ऐसे कहते हो जय श्री राम, ऐसे जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम. Look at the people. Look at the kind of gesticulation, kind of gesture they are making at a woman. These are all insulting gestures. In fact, there should be cases filed against these people for making this kind of indecent gestures at a chief minister. You are saying this is greeting? I will greet you with Jai Shri Ram if I wish to, but there is a way of doing it.
Right.
What are you saying?
Mr. Sikdar, would you like to respond to that? Chant Jai Shri Ram, we have no problem. Don't do it in an indecent manner at a female chief minister.
Yes. No, I just don't understand what is a decent manner. I mean, is anybody abused there? Anybody use any foul language? Any political slogan was there? No, people just say Jai Shri Ram from their heart. So what Trinamool Congress and Mamata Didi wants to impose here in Calcutta, people even cannot say from their heart. Is it so? Again and again, Monojit Da is saying, why in a government program people saying Jai Shri Ram? I am asking him again, is Jai Shri Ram is a trademark slogan for BJP? Anybody can say other political parties say Jai Shri Ram.
Right. Let him finish, then I'll let you answer.
So Jai Shri Ram is not BJP's trademark slogan. BJP doesn't have any copyright on this. If people say Jai Shri Ram from their heart, so they are hailing Lord Ram. And it is a good sign, people believe. What is the problem?
Right. Marji Mandal, I'll give you the final word. I just want to bring in this point. The BJP tried to corner the Aam Aadmi Party on this entire Hindutva thing when it came to the Hanuman Chalisa, but it backfired against them, and where they weren't able to corner the Aam Aadmi Party. In your opinion, do you think by being irked by Jai Shri Ram only works against you when it comes to this kind of politicking which happens between the TMC and the BJP?
I repeat, we do not have any problem with the slogans. We have units in other states like UP, like Haryana, like Goa, where this slogan is chanted. We do not have any problem. In fact, I will say Jai Shri Ram to you. But there is a way of doing it. Look at the gesture. I repeat, my dear friend from BJP, I'm not saying the slogan is a problem, but the way it was chanted as a problem. This is not the way. आप किस तरह का पत्थर के हाथ आपके पत्थर के दिल हो भाई? आप दिल से कह रहे हो, ऐसा ऐसा कहते हो? किस तरह का पत्थर का दिल है? ये पत्थर की सनम है आप सब. कैसे कहते हो? अब ठीक से कहो ना. जय श्री राम ठीक से कहो. माता दी की जाके नमस्कार करो, जय श्री राम कहो. अब पीछे से कहते हो, भालू के तरह कहते हो, कभी एनिमल के तरह कहते हो. You are howling at the chief minister, and again and again. This is howling. This is jeering. Try to understand the distinction. My
I think
this is not greeting. This is jeering at the chief minister. This is called booing. In plain and simple language, this is booing. This is not greeting. Greet karo, aise karo, Jai Shri Ram. I'm greeting you, Jai Shri Ram.
Right.
Koi problem nahi.
I think we'll leave it at that, gentlemen. I think this political war of words over Jai Shri Ram will only continue between the BJP and the TMC. This will continue to be a flashpoint in war zone West Bengal. Even after the elections, it continues to be that political flashpoint. That's all we have to pack in on the show. I will see you in a short while with the late night edition.
Measurements we should take after each and every death or in major injuries. On that we never focuses, our country never focuses, and we start provoking the people for speeding, that is for over speeding. 3 घंटे का सफर 1 घंटे में, अब रफ्तार से दौड़ेंगी गाड़ियां. These are the certain provocative measurements taken against road safety.
Prima facie, looking at the nature of injuries, fortunately they're not as severe as they could have been. By God's grace, he's recovering well, very stable, but he's a cricketer at the end of the day. How long could a recovery really take?
So, good evening. Thank you for inviting me to your show. The thing is, Rishabh thankfully didn't have any head injury. That is the most important aspect of his accident today, that he survived this and he didn't have any head injury. Coming to the other injuries, he has got major injuries in the back, which are basically abrasions and lacerations. They will probably need some suturing and plastic surgery in near future rather, and probably they will heal in around 4 to 6 weeks time. The other part of the injury is that he has got major knee injury, which is being reported as he has got ligamentous injury in his right knee. So that thing has to be seen whether it is a single ligament injury or it's a multiple ligamentous injury. So recovery depends upon how severe the knee injury is. If it is a single ligament injury and per se, if he needs any surgical intervention for his knee, the total recovery time for that could be somewhere around from 6 weeks to 3 months, depending upon how severe the injury is. But most likely he will be under rehabilitation for 3 months, and then gradually he can return to his sports slowly.
All right. Vimal, how big of a loss this would be? I mean, presuming it takes anything between 3 to 6 months or 9 months for Rishabh Pant to get back on the field, and we really hope to see him back on the field as soon as possible. But yes, for any cricketer, this is missing out on a lot of opportunities. Vimal.
Anusha, rightly see, if when the news broke out in the morning, everyone was worried how serious or severe that injury was. And the moment that we got as the news developed and the BCCI also intervened, now we all know that he's out of danger. So obviously, cricket was not priority, because everyone was thinking that how if Rishabh is safe. So by God's grace, that part is. So I think later on, because we still do not have the exact clarity, but it looks like, as the fellow Palanese doctor is saying, that he might miss couple of. So immediately, maybe because Rishabh in any case was not going to play the T20 white ball series against Sri Lanka, he was not part of that team. Maybe New Zealand series not as big important, but I think from Team India's point of view, his presence against Australia, 4 Test match series which they are coming in the second half of February, that was very important because Rishabh Pant right now is the #1 batsman for India. I'm telling you, people may not believe it. He is ahead of Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma as far as Test matches are concerned. His record speaks for that. If you remember, he just recently rescued Team India from a certain defeat. In 37 Test matches, he has missed nearly 700. So that itself, people are debating whether Rishabh Pant is all-time great. He's in the league of Adam Gilchrist. So no praise can be as higher as you being compared to Gilchrist. Something which Mahendra Singh Dhoni has never been compared in red ball cricket Test matches. So if Rishabh Pant, because of this injury, misses the Australia Test series or couple of matches, that will be a terrible blow. Not the ODI or white ball